We've spent over 10 years on air, shaping a generation of action motorsports, and now we're changing the game again. The best motorsports, the best action sports, and the best of pop culture with some epic guests thrown in. I am Jim Beaver, and this is the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. Grab the popcorn. Welcome to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. This episode going to be coming to you from the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame 2022 induction ceremony. For the first time in quite a few years, I wasn't hosting, which means I did some radio. Brittany and I sat down, caught up with some of the amazing, talented individuals that are a part of the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame and getting inducted. This was during cocktail hour. Things got cut a little bit short. Got a couple of interviews locked in, though, so not a full show, but we thought we'd drop them in this one anyways. If you haven't already, please, man, we are cranking here. Go over to Apple Podcasts, hit the subscribe button. Please leave a rating or review while you're there, and it really, really helps us out. So much appreciated for everybody who has done that. Hit the subscribe button and left a rating or review on Apple. Man, helps us out on the charts so much. So we are going to take a short commercial break. We roll into things. Man, we got interviews from the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame coming right at you right after this on the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. General Tire delivers for whatever life brings your way. General Tire's Grabber X3 all-season mud terrain tire offers aggressive styling and is engineered for durability with innovative performance features that are ready to carry you through extreme mud, dirt, and rock-covered terrain. For extreme traction that's ready for anything and rugged styling to match, look no further than the Grabber X3. General Tire delivers. Check out GeneralTire.com today. General Tire, official tire of the Jim Beaver Show.
Conditions off the pavement are always changing. So why settle for a light bar that just turns on and off? The Rigid Adapt is a revolutionary new light bar that will automatically select from 8 beam patterns that range from a widespread 90-degree flood to a 15-degree spot based on your vehicle's speed. Try that with your knockoff light bar. A dash-mounted controller allows the user to toggle between adaptive mode, beam patterns, and RGBW accent lighting. With Adapt, it's easier than ever to own the night.
Dig what you're hearing? Well, do us a favor. Head over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone and catch all of our back episodes. Welcome back to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone, here with Brad Lovell, who getting inducted in the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame. Does this one come as a bit of a surprise for you?
Well, I got to admit it does. I was sitting at home, and my brother gave me a call, and he said, you know what? You're getting into the Hall of Fame. So I got to tell you, it was a surprise, and I wasn't having the best day, so it really changed it.
That's awesome. Well, I know behind the scenes, it's funny, everybody knows Brad Lovell, the competitor, but behind the scenes, you've been involved in a ton of projects and things like that. And I think that's what a lot of people don't know. There's so many layers to what you've done for the sport of off-road.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I love competition. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm an introvert, and when I
preaching to the choir,
I think all of us are.
Hence these beautiful glass bottles right here.
Yeah, exactly. But I compete and I strive so hard to win because I don't want to lose because I'm afraid of losing. So I run and I push hard, and that's what drives me. But before I was in racing, I was an engineer. Got an engineering degree from the University of Wyoming, and somewhere along the way, got involved with Ford, and They saw that there was some value and thought I knew what I was talking about at some point. So, yeah, we spent a lot of time working with Ford on the new Bronco and training and doing all kinds of great things with them in the desert.
Yeah, I was going to say it. I know the Bronco project, I mean, this started quite a few years back at this point. You've been involved with that for quite a while. I mean, Broncos finally hit ground in 2021, but, I mean, it's one of those that has been a big project.
Yeah, certainly. I got involved around 2017. I got a request, just happened to be right place, right time, and some Ford engineers wanted to go through the Rubicon. thinking, well, that's odd, but I'm in. I've been a Ford fan, a Bronco fan.
He didn't ask any questions at all, none whatsoever.
I didn't ask what it was paying. It's just like, yeah, I'm in. But that was about 5 years ago, and they were still already well into the project. So, these projects take a very long time, but what a great team there. And what's best about them is they listen. They listen to the community. It could have been me or anybody else, but what's important is they listen to the community, and I think it resulted in a great product.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know we've got a Bronco. It was 22 months in the waiting. I laugh because Dad's got a Ford dealership, and it still took us 22 months to get our Bronco, but we absolutely love the thing. I mean, it hit a home run. But, going back to things, I mean, obviously, you talked about the competition side. You've talked about working with Ford, things like that. I mean, take us back through your career. I mean, what are a few of the highlights that kind of stick out in your mind?
Well, there are a couple key points that I've been thinking about tonight. The first was I finally got a house, and I decided that I had a Ford Ranger that I got when I was 16, and I made the decision I was going to cut that up and turn it into a competition rock crawler. So I took $5,000 out of the bank, and my brother and I and a couple friends cut it up in the garage, and off we went. And I didn't even have another vehicle at the time. So I did go buy a cheap F-250 to tow it around, but that's how we got started. And what a great segue rock crawling has been for us, because it was something affordable to do at the time. You didn't have to go out there with a pit crew, and it certainly gave us the segue into the sport and what we need to get to where we are right now. And, another big point in my life was when I have twin boys that are now 16, and I quit my job as an engineer the day that those boys were born to go racing full-time. And I still wonder a little bit why my wife allowed me to do that, but here we are today, and ever since then, it's been the highest highs, lowest lows, but what an adventure. And you got to follow a dream, and when you're passionate about it, it makes you feel like you're not working every day, and I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah, you talk about rock crawling. I know Brittany's kind of been around King of the Hammer since the beginning, but you talk about that and how affordable it was to get in, and and it still is pretty affordable to get in at the bottom and kind of work your way up, but I mean, it's kind of crazy to see the arc of your career, but then to see what Ultra 4 and King of the Hammers has kind of done at the same time in that trajectory, where it went from such a small event year one to a decade later. Here we are, one of the biggest motorsports events in the world.
Well, look at Ultra 4. Look at what it is, what it stands for versus what it's become, and it's proven. And stuff in other race industries that everybody else couldn't prove. They all, theory here, throw it out there, and it wouldn't work. And they're like, all right, let's do this.
Right.
So you guys are pioneers.
I can certainly remember, early days of rock crawling before King of the Hammers. We'd call different parts vendors and, hey, I need this part. And they say, well, what's it for? And I don't even want to talk to them because they don't even know what rock crawling is. And now we have businesses that are developed just around Ultra 4. So I think all of us that come from that sector of the industry and that culture, we all feel like the underdogs, and we've all had something to prove over these years, and it's great. It's not just me getting recognition from that area, but it's Lance Clifford, it's Dean Bullock, it's Shannon Campbell, and I'm proud of all of us.
Yeah, it's been one hell of a ride. So obviously we're here at the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame. You're getting inducted tonight. What's 2023 look like for you?
Wow. Well, I still have another race this year, being the Baja 1000, and I'd love to talk about those details, and they're all getting released tomorrow. So, but some big news going there for us. I'm going to be racing down there with my son Byam, and we've always been a family team, and we've been fortunate. There are times we've been bigger, we've been smaller, but right now we're working really well as a family team. The kids aren't off to college yet, so I'm very excited about running with my son Byam down there. And next year, my top goal is to get my kids out there racing and put a little focus on them. I've taken so much time for myself. I'm really looking to give back to my kids. And then I also want to give back to the rest of the industry. There's been so many people and parties and sponsors, BF Goodrich, AMSOIL, Fox, Method. They've all given so much to me, and I want to find ways to give back to them and the people around them, and also to land use. So don't think I'm done racing. I'm not done racing. One of my buddies was kidding around that this is a retirement party, and it's not a retirement party, but it is validation, and I do want to capitalize on that and do things that I'm passionate about in 2023.
Well, I feel like sometimes the Hall of Fame getting inducted, I mean, I look at Rob McCackern when he got inducted and what he's done since then. I mean, Rob arguably has had the best stretch of his career since he got inducted to the Hall of Fame.
It's an expansion, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
it's just a milestone, and then it kind of just grows from there.
You may go on a hell of a run here, buddy.
Indeed. Yeah, Rob Mack's still just getting warmed up, I think. So.
Well, now his son, winning, and I love, like you talked about getting your kids involved, though, and Rob, what he's done with Caden, and Caden winning a couple trophy truck races back-to-back on weekends. But it's awesome that he's handed it down. Now you're handing it down to your kids and keeping them involved and keep the generations. I know Britt and I both grew up in the sport, and dads at race and things like that. And it's pretty amazing to see guys like you continue to pass it down to your kids.
Indeed. And I actually was hanging out with Rob and Caden a few years ago, and it was really interesting to me because I didn't see Rob pushing him, and I didn't see a lot of interest from Caden. And I think it's kind of happened naturally, and that's really important to me because I don't want to force my kids into racing. I don't need to make them models of me. I want them to find what they're passionate about. Yeah. And if that's racing, even better because I love it too. But excited to give them opportunity in the industry.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time, Brad. Congratulations on getting inducted in the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, and best of luck at Baja.
Thank you so much. It's a proud night.
General Tire offers a wide variety of options that are designed to deliver for whatever life brings your way. Whether you have a truck, car, or SUV, General Tire delivers for whatever you drive. From the long-lasting all-season Altimax RT43 to the aggressive all-terrain Grabber ATX, General Tire covers on-road performance, off-road capability, and durability. General Tire delivers. For more information, drive over to GeneralTire.com. General Tire, official tire of the Jim Beaver Show. Don't just shred your way through any off-road rugged terrain. Get into gear with GSP XTV and let us redefine your adventure. The GSP advantage of quality and performance sets a standard for UTV axles. We strive to provide premium ATV and UTV axles to keep you shreddy ready. Kick up some dirt and get in the driver's seat with GSP XTV. With over 35 years of experience, drive with a company you can trust. Drive with GSP. For more information, please visit us at gspxtv.com today. When looking for a new wheel for your off-road vehicle, car, truck, or UTV, the choice is easy. You choose what the pros use. Rob McCackern, Keegan Kincaid, and myself, Jim Beaver, all exclusively use Vision Wheel, whether we're dominating Baja, taking the cup at Crandon, or shredding UTVs. Vision Wheel's trend-setting designs and durability will set you apart from the competition and your friends. Check out visionwheel.com or @visionwheel on social media to learn more.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Social media? Yeah, we've got that. Jim Beaver 15 on all major platforms, and Jim Beaver Show, JB15 Group, and B Cardone 15 on the gram. Welcome back to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. We got my good friend Mark McMillin here, board of directors here at the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame. I don't know, you're kind of the top of the food chain here, Mark.
Well, I was asked 6 or maybe 8 years ago by Rod Hall to be the chairman of the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame board. I wasn't even on the board. I said, hey, Rod, should maybe I just get on the board first, see what it's all about? He goes, yeah, but then when you do that, will you promise to be the chairman? I said, most likely. So, anyway,
you kind of skipped the line there. You just jumped from one.
I've enjoyed it. He asked me, and you can't say no to him.
Yeah, definitely can't say no to Rod Hall. But, I mean, I have seen what, the last couple of years and, actually, honestly, last decade, what Rod started and what you've continued on. I mean, this event has become, every single year, everybody in off-road has to be here. It's become the must-attend event. I mean, I think it sells out ticket-wise every single year. I mean, I remember being here, a long time ago. I mean, I remember the ones in Reno when they had the small ones in Reno, and I see what it's become and how big. And, we're just blowing out, walls and moving into more rooms. It's become huge.
Yeah, we sold out again this year. Not easily, but we work hard at it. And I too was in Reno at the Auto Museum when my father was inducted, and I forget what year that was, maybe 2004. And then, we've grown it down here in Vegas from 350 to 400 to 500. We've been at 700 the last 2 years, and hopefully it's a sought-after ticket by anybody that wants to hang out or has been hanging out with a lot of off-road racing people, and it's fun. Good group tonight. We're inducting 9 people.
Wow. As far as I know, like, everybody wants to come here. The only reason they don't is just conflicting events.
Correct. That's life.
No, but what I'm saying is it's one of those go-to bucket list things. Everybody wants to be here. It's just whether or not they can make it.
Yep, I agree with you. And we purposely put it right before SEMA. I mean, Sunday night's not the perfect night for everybody, but the night before the SEMA race, we feel like we can get a lot of the people from the manufacturers and stuff present. So.
Yeah, it's been amazing. I love the representation. It's not just desert racing, it's short course, it's a rock industry, media industry. It covers all the bases, and it's become just such an awesome organization, and the fact that, the legacy and the history of off-road is preserved. I mean, I'm, multiple generations into off-road now. Obviously, everybody knows the McMillin family and how deep you guys run, but I think it's awesome that we're preserving the history of the sport, and it just doesn't go into the dust, so to speak.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do, and that's what, Ed Perlman started this in '67. Then it sat in a cardboard box for a number of years, and then Rod Hall picked it back up. So that's what we're trying to do, and, all the groups, like you said, including the advocates, the people that help keep our land open. That's a very important group.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the, being, kind of around the organization and hosting it and being able to talk with these people and seeing the stories behind the scenes. Advocacy in off-road, I think, is something a lot of people take for granted, and I love that you guys have kind of, pushed it to the forefront.
Correct. We're going to give one of the 4x4 groups tonight a check for $5,000, compliments of everybody that bought a ticket, and
amazing,
because we believe in that.
Awesome. So obviously we're here at the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame, and you guys have the Baja 1000 coming up, you and the boys?
Oh yes, me and the boys.
You and the boys.
So we are 20 days away from 10 a.m. on Friday, November 18th.
But who's counting?
Me. So I go home tomorrow, and then my wife flies back from New York tomorrow night. She's over visiting cousins. And then Luke and I go down to Baja on the 1st. We come home on the 4th. And then both of my boys are going back on the 8th or the 9th and stay through the race, and I'll go back down there maybe 10, 11, 12, something like that.
Yeah, you still enjoy going down there pre-running?
Oh, I love it, yeah. And Daniel's not backing off, but he's got a new family. He's marrying a nice, beautiful lady with 2 little boys. He just doesn't want to be gone that much. So I go pre-run with Luke for 4 days. We do a lot of mapping. And then Dan comes down, and he's the recipient of all of his brother's hard work. And I follow Luke around because you don't want to be out there alone.
No.
And they're doing well. And Luke's going to be a daddy in May.
That's awesome.
Saw that. Awesome. That's what I love about the generational dynamic, though. That's what's so awesome is every interview we've had tonight, and it's a common theme, right?
Oh, this is
we're all subs, right? Every one of us is generational.
This is family. This is off. Look at you and your dad.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Parker, that's your pops.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's awesome, and that's what I love about this sport. It's you get here and we can see a lot of people and the generations and the family atmosphere, and big thanks to everything that you and the McMillin family have done over the years.
Well, thank you very much.
So, all right, Mark. Well, I know things are popping off here. We'll let you go, but appreciate you taking the time stopping by.
Anytime.
When it's time to replace the tires on your vehicle, General Tire delivers the tires you need for both your next big adventure and your daily commute. Whether you need all-season traction, lasting tread wear, or a quiet drive, General Tires are designed to deliver whatever life brings your way. From all-season ultra-high-performance tires for passenger cars and crossovers to extreme all-season mud terrain and tires for light trucks and SUVs, General Tire delivers great performance. To find your ideal tire, visit GeneralTire.com. General Tire, official tire of the Jim Beaver Show. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance, rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZ RZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound of the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Thanks for listening to the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. Available online on SiriusXM, on AM/FM networks across the U.S., and internationally on the American Forces Network. Head to JimBeaver15.com for all the details. And we are still here on the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. And, short, sweet, that was the Off-Road Hall of Fame, Motorsports Hall of Fame show. It was one of those, you had these ideas of grandeur, and you got a ton of inductees, a ton of people, and it's a cocktail hour. And sometimes it gets kind of tough to nail people down and get them on air. But we had a hell of a good time anyways. Thank you guys for tuning in. A couple of great interviews there. Brad Lovell, Mark McMillin. This is one of those events every year that Brittany and I both absolutely enjoy going to, enjoy doing. And let me tell you, if you haven't ever been, it's worth going if you're an off-road enthusiast and love the history of the sport. And honestly, it's worth supporting. If you're a business, if you're a racer, it's worth paying the membership fee, becoming a sponsor, becoming a supporter. They do great things for the sport of off-road, and I've been fortunate to be involved the past 6-7 years and in various capacities, man. Such a great organization that is near and dear to my heart. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Sorry it wasn't a little bit longer. We're going to cycle those into the SiriusXM show as well. But please head over to Apple Podcasts, hit the subscribe button, and leave a rating or review. Definitely helps us out. And, at Jim Beaver 15, at BCardone15 on social media. Got some big stuff coming. Keep tuning into the show. Thank you guys. Thanks to all of our amazing partners, General Tire, Vision Wheel, Rigid Industries, Kawasaki, our good friends at Gibson Exhaust, GSP XTV Axles, Dirtfish. The list goes on. iRacing. We've got some amazing supporters in the show, amazing listeners in you guys, and keeps us in business and cranking for almost 12 years now. Pretty insane. So thank you guys, and I think we're probably going to sign off this week, but we'll be back with more. Lots of cool stuff dropping in our RSS feed, so keep tabs on that, JimBeaver15.com. We got some written content, a bunch of other stuff dropping there all the time as well. So, that's about it. It's what I got for this week. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time right here on the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. That's a wrap for this edition of the General Tire Jim Beaver Show with Brittany Cardone. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and follow Jim Beaver 15, BCardone15, and Jim Beaver Show on social media. We're also on the web. Hit us up at JimBeaver15.com for all the latest. We'll see you next time.